Welcome to Rauta's Finnish metal review. Rearmed has been there for almost 20 years. However, the band hasn't been the most active one, given that this album, which we have here, is the fourth album by the very band. And the style also has been a little bit changing throughout the years. Is it really melodic metal? Is it more kind of a death thrash? Is it melodic death metal? Or just all of those ones above? Well, we'll take a look at this one called Ignis Aeternum, which offers you some Finnish mentality, various metal styles. This album is released by Black Lion Records out on 5th of June 2020. So it's gonna be out very quickly, and we'll take a look at this booklet also, which features the handsome guy of the band, 5 in total, and inside we'll find some lyrics. This is kind of a very traditional, proper looking digipack release with all the lyrics, very readable, not your typical black metal release where no lyrics can be found, or then they are used printed on with the font. It's barely readable, but more like very traditional, modern look what we have here. Then it's time to take a look at the metal archive side while I start talking about the actual album. Before that, you'll see a complete discography by the band. As you can see, first years were spent with demos, and then 2012 became the first album, and that's how the band kind of stepped up their game. Now, I remember reviewing a couple of other ones prior to Rauta channel with these three releases here, and I must say the band has done better than what it's doing nowadays. For example, this total lack of communication kind of proved that the band is stepping up with their game, having kind of a more better flow, if you will. And then it kind of stepped down a little bit with the era of precarity. And now, 4 years later, we have this album Ignis Aeternum, which features worthy amount of music with its almost 47 minutes, and in my opinion pretty cool looking cover as well. Now the music here is kind of a combination of various styles. When I was doing the written version of this review, I was thinking of those candy bags where you can just pretty much pick up individual candies, you know. I don't know actually what those stores are called in English, but you know, the kind of stuff like, I'll take 2 of those banana ones, a few of those licorice ones, and you start piling up your own selection of individual candies versus picking up one from the, you know, store counters or whatever. Like, I'm gonna take this bag of chocolate ones. My point here with this kind of a weird metaphor is that usually band does kind of a music which is a certain genre. I mean, if you take a band that is playing fast tempo black metal, it's all the way through pretty much the same. Or if you buy a death metal album, you're pretty much guaranteed that it's all the way just death metal with crawler vocals and all that stuff. Now with Rearmed, the case is a little bit different because the style actually incorporates parts of melodic metal. It's somewhat trashy, it's kind of a melodic death, and also a little bit kind of a symphonic, kind of a mainstreamish metal, if you will. Now also through these cores, the vocals change a bit. I'm not sure if they are double kind of vocals, you know, kind of a growlier and a little bit kind of grunting vocals, but also towards the end it seems to be it's like half clean kind of a grunt meets clean kind of vocals, which creates this a little bit weird twist. Also towards the end I think the synths play a bigger part. So it seems like this album is taking a trip through its kind of the band progresses or evolves, if you will, into a different band. Now for some people this might be a blessing in disguise because it's kind of dynamic experience that you won't definitely be hearing the same kind of song twice. Well, technically not so much, but you get the idea. So it changes throughout the course, and that kind of could be, in theoretically speaking, quite an interesting take on the music. However, my problem with the album is that it isn't really nailing any of those parts totally. If we use a nail comparison, instead of banging all those nails down to the bottom, it's basically giving a couple of knobs and then moving on. It's like, hey, we'll do a little bit of this. No, wait, we're gonna do a little bit of that also. Kind of a hyperactive thing where you don't have a certain kind of focus at all, but you're just a little bit tasting, like a buffet table. I'm gonna taste a little bit of bread, a little bit of meat, not properly having your dinner. And while I don't have anything against buffets as such, my point being is that this album tries to be too much with one take. And as such, I feel like the previous ones were actually a little bit better. Now, production-wise, this album is pretty clear and nice to listen to. It's kind of clean yet powerful. So nothing to complain about that as such. Vocals, I'm not so convinced. I don't know if it's about certain effects used with the vocals, or is it because it's kind of double vocals, but I find it a little bit kind of annoying. Not too much, but I would have preferred kind of a more traditional approach to the vocals. Also, it bothers kind of me that the band changes too much during the course, and those synths bring nothing of extra value here. To me, it seems like they're just, filling the gaps. And when Yngwie J. Malmsteen, the famous guitar player, said, "Less can never be more." How can less be more? Because there's a saying that sometimes less is more. But in my opinion, it would have been better if those gaps were just left out without those synths. Kind of a more breathing space, if you will. More time to just kind of recuperate, prepare for the next attack. Because now it seems like this band is just way too much all those different ideas and not enough focus on any given song. And as such, the result is a tad bit kind of a heavy, but in a wrong way. So it's not really just your typical melodic metal. It's not trashy enough. It's not deathy enough. And certainly it's not kind of light enough to appeal to those who are into melodic metal with clean vocals. So it's kind of a hybrid. Hard to get into, but I guess there are certain marginal group of fans who are totally into it. But in my opinion, the band took it too far, and they need to come back a little bit in order to step up with their game once again. That being said, take a look at it yourself. There's some samples already online when this review comes out, and obviously with the release date more will be there for your listening pleasure. So take a look, give it a listen, and figure out for yourself whether or not this is your cup of tea. One thing is guaranteed though, not for pure death metal heads or pure black metal heads. This is way beyond or below your preferred taste of music. Thank you for watching, take care, bye bye.